This late in the season, injuries linger for players whose teams are still in the hunt for a Super Bowl title. For anyone entering NFL DFS tournaments, cash games, and 50-50s, that means plenty of tough decisions to make. Colts receiver TY Hilton, ankle, hasn't practiced this week leading up to the team's game against the Chiefs. He's only topped 100 yards in 2 of his last 6 games, so should you look elsewhere on sites like DraftKings and FanDuel? Rams running back Todd Gurley has also been limping with a knee injury, getting in limited practices this week. More importantly, he's had 20-plus carries just once in his last 6 games. As one of the most expensive players on the NFL divisional schedule, should you fade him on Saturday against the Cowboys? Before you lock in any NFL DFS picks for tournaments and cash games, check out the latest NFL DFS advice and strategy from Sportsline's Mike McClure. He's made almost $2 million in his professional DFS career. McClure uses a powerful prediction model that simulates every snap of every game 10,000 times, taking factors like matchups, statistical trends and injuries into account. This allows him to find the best values and create optimal NFL DFS lineups that he shares only over at Sportsline. They're a must-see for any NFL DFS player. McClure is rolling through the 2018 season thanks to some spot-on picks. In Week 1, his optimal NFL DFS lineups finished in the top 3% of tournaments on DraftKings and the top 1% of tournaments on FanDuel. In Week 4, he finished in the top 2% on DraftKings and top 6% on FanDuel. In Week 5, his lineups cashed with ease on both sites. In Week 8, his followers saw massive returns, with his DraftKings lineup finishing in the top 1% of all tournaments, while his Week 9 lineup cashed with ease on FanDuel. He cashed yet again on both sites in Week 10, and then his optimal lineup on FanDuel returned almost 3x in Weeks 11, 12 and 13. He followed that up with yet another cash on DraftKings tournaments in Week 15, and then finished in the top 0.1% of tournaments on FanDuel and inside the top 5% on DraftKings in Week 16. Anyone who has followed him is wait whip. For the divisional round of the 2019 NFL playoffs, we can tell you McClure is banking on Rams tight end Gerald Everett at $4,800 on FanDuel and $2,700 on DraftKings. Often overlooked in the Rams' loaded offense, Everett was a big part of the game plan down the stretch. In fact, he was targeted at least 6 times in 3 of the team's final 4 games and recorded 14 catches during that span. Now, Everett will take on a Dallas defense that was one of the bottom 10 in the NFL defending tight ends during the regular season. The Cowboys gave up 6 touchdowns to the position since Week 9, so Everett, who comes in close to the minimum price on both daily fantasy football sites, has a strong opportunity to return plenty of value on Saturday night. McClure's divisional round NFL DFS strategy also includes targeting Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott at $8,800 on FanDuel and $8,200 on DraftKings. Elliott exploded for 169 yards of total offense and a touchdown on Wild Card Weekend, marking the 9th straight game he has accounted for at least 100 yards. Now set to face a Los Angeles Rams squad that ranked 23rd in the league in rushing defense, the NFL's leading rusher is set to return huge value Saturday night. McClure is also targeting a player who could go off for massive numbers during the divisional round because of a dream matchup. This pick could be the difference between winning your tournaments and cash games or going home with nothing. So who is DFS pro Mike McClure putting in his optimal NFL DFS lineup for the divisional round? Visit Sportsline now to see the full optimal tournament lineups for the divisional round from a professional DFS player who has almost $2 million in career winnings, and find out